Verdane Racing, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for week 2 of the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series here on iRacing, week 2 of 6. My name is Wes Rowdy Hogue. The man with the plan putting it on your screens is Paul Showtime Strickland Jr. And of course, always here with me on these local Florida events is the voice of New Smyrna Speedway, Ryan Stevens. Ryan, how you feeling tonight?
Wes, I'm doing good, man. I'm excited, ready to go. Race 1 for this series was a good time over at USA International Speedway last week, so I think we're in for a good show tonight. Good field of drivers, set and ready to try to qualify. So tune in, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Paul, we've had some pretty cool stuff going on today, as well as the week going on. Paul, you ready to call some Florida Pro Truck drivers?
Yeah, most definitely. We had a fantastic race last Monday. It was definitely a really good show. A lot of folks viewing from home, both on Facebook and on YouTube, and I am happy to say we did finally get our YouTube woes taken care of, so we're back up and running on that. Link is actually right in there in the Facebook post, so if you've got a smart TV or something that's got a YouTube app on it, a Fire Stick, or something along those lines, definitely be sure to bring us up on the big screen. Go onto the YouTube app, search for Verdane TV, and I promise you're not going to be disappointed. The picture looks crystal clear.
Paul, we got it up here at the house, man. It looks great. It's a great way to watch this, so if you can, hook it up there.
Did something a little bit different tonight, and that is we are airing this on the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series Facebook, so if you're watching there, thank you. We definitely appreciate you being here. I'm going to try to stream it to the specific series if we're doing something special for them, like we are the Florida Pro Truck Drivers Challenge Series. We're going to try to stream it to their Facebook page so their fans can see it firsthand and be able to watch their favorite driver. So we're watching that chat as well. Feel free to give us a shout. Tell us who your favorite driver is, who you think is going to win. If you're watching on Verdane TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Same thing on YouTube. Make sure you hit that follow or that subscribe button. We're always putting on action. If you miss being at the racetrack, we are here to make sure you get your fix. Even when we go back racing, Verdane TV is not going anywhere. And big shout out to Paul Jr. Paul, do you have a special event tomorrow night?
Possibly, but due to contract negotiations, we aren't able to talk about it.
I understand. So keep an eye on Verdane TV. We have some pretty cool stuff going on each and every week, each and every night, all throughout the week, including tomorrow night on maybe a certain provider that you typically watch iRacing on. So we're doing a lot of cool stuff. I won't let the cat out of the bag because we can't talk about that cat. So, all right. So last week, Ryan, Cameron Ray brought home the win. And I'm actually not seeing him with us tonight, that Mr. Cameron. Or I'm sorry, Cameron is here.
I was going to say, I thought he was in there.
He's sitting pole. And one thing that these drivers, I'm not sure if they know or maybe they didn't look, but we are doing an invert tonight. And I believe the invert is, I believe it's top 7. So that could be extremely interesting.
Yeah, and of course, if you haven't been with us, the qualifying format, they'll qualify, lock in the top 10. They'll have that invert, of course, and then we'll qualify everybody else through the heats and the B mains, whittle down the field a little bit, as there's a good field of trucks tonight, and then we'll line everybody up for 100 laps main event racing coming your way.
Right, so a couple shout-outs. We got to give a shout-out to Mr. Bonanza that runs Edgewater Screens, Russell Bonanza. Russell is putting up the winner of this, is actually going to get 2 tickets to a local Florida golf course that is near him that the winner's going to be able to get. So that's awesome. He's also the title sponsor for our New Smyrna Speedway series on Wednesday night. So shout out to him, as well as AWS Roofing. AWS Roofing, #1 roofing company here in Florida, over 30 years of experience. Rated the #1 roofing company. Make sure to hit them up, AWS Roofing, on Facebook, as well as a new sponsor that came on as a supporting sponsor for us at Verdane, Shed Life Shed Movers, ladies and gentlemen. They're a professional full-service shed moving company located in Central Florida, serving all of Florida. They've been exceeding customers' shed moving expectations for over 12 years now, as well as great customer service. Give them a call at 386-717-0414. That is 386-717-0414. And we'll be talking about them as well as other sponsorships that help us out here. We definitely thank our sponsors. And this will be a lot of fun. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Well, I hope everybody's ready to rock and roll because we're ready to go up here. Wes, real quick, you were talking about AWS Roofing. I want to give Jesse and Hannah Powers a shout out. They had their new baby boy arrive yesterday. Their new baby, Jesse James, has been born yesterday. So congratulations to Jesse and Hannah Powers and all of AWS Roofing.
All right, so we're going to move on to our first heat race. These are the drivers that were not locked in via qualifying, which is the top 10. So starting pole for this heat race will be Colt Cecil in the 19. Starting second, the 43 of Daniel Dye. Starting third, Dylan Ritchie in the 26. Fourth, Billy Bigley Jr. in the 28. Fifth, Jonathan Thompson in the 18. And then starting sixth will be Jimmy Frazier in the 9. So, This should be interesting. Starting 7th will be Jeffrey Cabal. 8th will be Cody Martell in the 99. Tyler Sontag starting 9th, and then Carlin Ray will be rounding out your field in the 72. Top 3 move on. If you don't move on, you got to move on to the Consi, where I believe we are taking tonight just the winner. But iRacing likes to throw us that wrench every once in a while, so we'll see if that's true.
Yeah, it'll either be the winner or the top 2 or something, but either way, we'll boil it down. We'll get ourselves a good field for the feature. So how about this interesting front row, Wes, with Colt Cecil leading the field. He's a Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series regular. And then you got Daniel Dye, the Pro Late Model champion at New Smyrna last year. Now moving up to the Super Late Model ranks and going to be over at the Radler here coming up. So some pretty good drivers up there in the front row. And, of course, you got Billy Bigley there in the 28. He's a good little driver. And Tyler Sontag, he's been snake bit a bit here on Verdane TV, starting towards the back of that 91 truck. So watch him try to make his way. He's going to qualify one of these nights.
I think he will, and this series is a great night to do it. I'll be the first to say Wednesday nights are a little bit tougher, a little bit more relaxed here. These drivers are all competitive. This may be the night he can do it as the Daytona Dodge Pace Truck makes its way down pit road. We are off. A green flag racing here at New Smyrna Speedway, week 2 for the truck.
And there they go down into turn number 1. Looks like we're going to make it clean and green through turn 1 and 2 west, which sometimes it's been a bit of a problem, but a good start for these guys. So it is Colt Cecil with your lead up at the front as we right now are riding along with the 91 of Sontag. Now we focus in on our leaders. Daniel Dye trying to hold off this 26 machine of Ritchie. Remember, folks, just the top 3 going to the main event tonight.
This is where you got to be smart. We've mentioned this prior. Daniel Dye, Dylan Ritchie, you guys are in transfer positions. Jonathan Thompson just right there in that 18 on that bubble position, wanting that position from the 26. You don't want to push too hard and wreck Daniel Dye, and then possibly you guys got to go to the back of the pack for causing an incident.
Now the battle for the lead heating up as Daniel Dye says, all right, I'm going to give myself some insurance here. Daniel Dye, the 43 truck, to the race lead, and boy, the top 5 throw a blanket under him off turn 2, Wes.
Great racing here so far. Oh, the 19 hooks the 26.
There we go.
Wrecks up the track, and looks like they keep it straight though. They keep it straight. Don't expect to see a caution.
Colt Cecil's got a lot of damage here, Wes, and just as we were talking about, if you're in the top 3, don't take each other out. And that's what happened there as we saw that contact, and now Colt Cecil with heavy damage will recycle back up to the race lead here. Daniel Dye, your leader, Jimmy Frazier second, and now Billy Bigley Jr., the 28 truck, up into the 3rd and final qualified position. And now the field's starting to spread out after that wild incident there. And Jeffrey Gilbo now up into the 4th spot.
Jeffrey Gilbo on that run. He's on quite a run here in this 92. I know he wants to make the show. He's came so close on Wednesday nights, but so far away. This is a prime just a prime chance for him to get there. But he's got to get to the back of that 28 machine of Billy Bigley Jr. as we come around to lap 8.
This one flying by in a hurry, 12 laps of distance tonight, past the halfway point. And again, Wes, that field is spread out after that wild incident over there in turn number 2. Good job of driving by the rest of the truckers to not pile in there and make that a big one. So the caution was not forced to come out. We continue under green with 5 to go. Top 3 looking solid, but if anything does happen, of course, Jeffrey Gilbo is sitting 1 spot out. The battle for second, though, beginning to heat up between Frazier and Bigley now, Wes.
Frazier's actually one of the drivers that helps us with our setups here. These are fixed setups. He helps us design these setups for these tracks to make them as competitive and raceable as possible. So not surprised to see him in the top 3 because of that. But Bigley, though, however, he doesn't get as much practice time on these setups as Jimmy Frazier does. So see Frazier possibly beating him in certain spots, but Bigley able to make up that ground. But quite spread out now as Daniel Dye is given the popsicle sticks. 2 to go.
2 to go. That's a mile here at New Smyrna Speedway, and Daniel Dye in the 43 truck looking good. You know, a couple weeks ago, Wes, I think it was on the Wednesday night series, he struggled, and I want to say he didn't even qualify for the first main event of that series, so good to see him running well tonight, actually catching the tail end of the pack as we get the white flag. White flag means the last lap here in heat number 1 at New Smyrna Speedway. Lap truck, that's Ray up out of the way, and Daniel Dye comes through.
Daniel Dye, 1 more corner to make it around there. That beautiful number 43 machine as he exits turn 4, sees the checkered flag. Your winner of Heat 1, Daniel Dye.
And Jimmy Frazier going to be second as they go for a ceremonial crash across the start-finish line. Good thing it all doesn't matter after they cross that line. So Daniel Dye, Frazier, and Bigley going to be your top 3 as we move right in to heat number 2.
All right, and that scheduled lineup is to be a Rich Clouser driving Blake Clouser's machine in that number 8. He'll be starting first. Second, Raymond Dormer in the 44. Starting third, Ryan Foltz in the 01. Starting fourth, Jeff White in the, I'm sorry, there's 01 Ryan Foltz. Jeff White will be in the 41 starting fourth. Starting fifth will be Brandon Martin in the 53. Hayden Falk in the 17 starting sixth. Next row behind them will be Hunter Lovelady in the 68, starting 7th. Jason Miller in the 5. He'll be starting 8th. And then rounding out your field is Jason Crucker in the 29. Will be starting 9th. So that will round out your field on the second and final heat race for tonight. 12 laps. Let's see how they get it done.
Wes, watch the teammates in this one. The 8 truck and the 41. 2 regulars on the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series from last year. Jeffrey White, still a regular on the series. Rich Clouser, I believe, building a new truck, but tonight he's driving for his owner, his son, Blake Clouser. So it says Blake Clouser on your screen, but that is Rich Clouser, unless they correct us on that. But that's how it was a week ago. And Rich, he knows his way around the speedway. He's won in multiple divisions here, and always a standout when he shows up with the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series. So good hot rod there on the front row.
I also got some news that Cody Crucker might be driving the Jason Crucker machine. So that's
okay.
A driver change. So
well, Cody Crocker's a good little racer in this series too, Wes.
He is, and the green flag is out, and I did confirm that is Rich, and we're 3 wide further in the back. The 68 tried to jump the start there of Hunter Lovelady. They didn't get the start that they wanted. He tried to jump, and he may have gotten a black flag on that. You can't pass low before the start-finish line on iRacing as they barrel into 3 and 4.
Tough break for Hunter there. He was running over. Oh, we got a spin and crash front straightaway. Jeffrey White hard into the inside wall. Jeffrey White pulling a Stephanie Mathis there, hitting the inside wall hard as he regathers it and keeps it going.
Ryan, he got body slammed by Ryan Foltz coming out of 4 there. Ryan just gave him a little bit more than a love tap, and that's all it took to send him around, but that puts Ryan Foltz in that transfer position. It was just a racing deal, though. You can tell it wasn't anything on purpose, but here's Hayden Falk. Hayden Falk takes that 3rd position. He's now on the bubble, but he is...
Yeah, he's going to have that challenge. A lot of trucks there. Big gaggle off turn number 4. Trying to catch that Hayden Falk machine. The 01 tags a piece of the wall here on the front straightaway. Keeps it straight. We stay green. And now Brandon Martin going to try to work his way up in the 53 ahead of Cody Crucker in the 29. So that is Cody Crucker there in the 29 as he moves to the inside of Martin. As they try to catch the Hayden Falk number 17 for that final transfer spot. Watch Crucker, West, in the 29 making some noise from the back of the field.
Long way to go, but short time to get there for Crucker. But he's making his moves. He had started tail end of this field, and he's now up to 5th. He's showing you to be proven right, Ryan. He's a heck of a race car driver.
Absolutely. The battle actually heating up for that second spot now between the 8 and the 17. Rich Clouser in the 8, trying to hold off that 17 of Vok now. Right now, those two are in. So, Wes, like we talked about in the first race, these guys don't need to take each other out. Yeah, they just need to, Rich can give up this spot right here and still be solidly in the feature. Keeping it off. Oh, Cody Crocker getting loose off turn number 2, and I think he dumped it. I think the 29 lost it up off turn number 2. Yep, there it is on the inside of the grass on the back straightaway. Tough break. The 29 was closing fast.
Ryan, it was that announcer's curse again. Every time we talk good about someone, Ryan, that happens. Every time.
And Wes, I'm being shown by my producer over here. Got to remember, these are trucks, not cars tonight, so I'll throw a couple pennies into I have a car tally going on tonight, and it's at 2, so there's my couple of cents in the jar already tonight.
The rent's going to be paid before the end of the night. As this time around, your leader, Raymond Dormer, with a heck of a lead on Rich Clouser. He's going to come around. It'll be 3 to go this time by. Hayden Vok still all over the bumper of that 8 machine. Jason Miller rounding out the top 4. In that 5, he's got a ways to go if he wants to get up there and get into a transfer position. Big wreck on turn 1 and 2.
And that's will bring out a caution.
Yes, Ryan Foltz and Brandon Martin got together, and we do have green-white checkers.
Oh, so this one not over yet. So we're going to rack them up and try it again. We'll get Paul to fire us up a replay. We're going to send it down to the truck. Paul will take us through what happened here.
Yeah, you see the 53 and the 01 side by side. 53 just kind of dips on down and just comes right back up the track. The 01 goes down on the grass, just kind of loses the truck and just T-bones the door of the 53. That's a tough break. I don't know if the brakes gave out on that truck or what the deal was there.
I think that might have been a little bit of New Smyrna Speedway racing. I'm gonna say that.
Well, it's definitely going to change the complexion of this race. That's what it's going to do, because things were looking solid for the top 3, Wes. I think they probably have some folks listening at home saying, listen to the announcers for once. They're telling you what to do, and they're riding in line safe and sound of the top 3, and now we're going to bunch them up, and we still got 6 trucks with a shot at making the top 3. And remember, only the top 3 going to move on. It'll be a 2-lap shootout to settle heat number 2 here at New Smyrna on week number 2 of the Florida Pro Truck Challenge E-Series here on Verdane TV.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to see very fast. Let's see if we can grab Daniel Dye for a quick word. He was the winner of heat number 1. Daniel, do you got a copy for us, buddy, real quick? Mr. Dye, are you at your computer?
You must be getting some popcorn.
Yeah, he's probably in the concession stand waiting on. He's not out there right now, so
He's got it qualified. He's checking the tire pressures, getting it ready for the feature later.
Signing some autographs, kissing some babies. You know how these guys do.
What is he going up for election?
Hey, you know what? His fan base and the number of the fans that come to cheer him on, he might be able to get enough votes.
Well, hey, he played an important role on Anthony Sergi's car. He was the decal measurer over at Citrus Speedway last weekend. So Daniel, very busy guy.
So this is kind of a trend we have here at Verdane TV that we have. And Ryan, you are going to fit into this trend while we have a second. It is called What Are You Eating? Ryan, what are you eating?
I'm taking a little candy break, sorry.
We have to call each other out, Paul. How many times do I call you out?
At least once or twice a race.
Listen, man, usually I can eat my snacks and no one bothers me because I'm by myself. So why'd you have to bother me while I'm eating my candy as we get ready to finish this one?
All by himself.
Jennifer Brinson watching on, she says wings and nachos there. So she's chewing on some wings and some nachos, about to watch some great truck action, and I believe her son Cody Brinson is in this event here tonight, so she's going to make sure that she's tuning in as the pace truck is down. The leader fires. We are back. Green flag racing. Only one green-white checker to go.
All right, so who's going to make it in the top 3? Contact, and around goes Rich Clouser. He collects Hunter Lovelady. Jeffrey White gets a piece, and now Rich Clouser goes from in to out on the back straightaway, and the caution is out again.
Yeah, usually you wouldn't see a caution coming out for a one-car wreck like that, but because we do have the option of the green-white checkered here, folks, we do have that option to throw that caution. And since that was for a transfer position, you might see somebody go to the tail end for taking out somebody in that transfer position.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the race administrators call on that one. Of course, if you're not familiar with the way this works, we do have a couple people monitoring the race from behind the scenes and looking for contact or intentional things. Or, well, Wes, I'm just not going to go there. But if you were with us Wednesday night, you know what we're talking about. So they'll review things and make the calls that they need fit, and then they'll line them up and try it again. It'll be another green-white checkered again, right, Wes?
It will be. We got 5 attempts to make it happen. 5 attempts. So this
5 attempts or midnight?
Yeah, here midnight doesn't even count because there's no track ordinance on the virtual New Smyrna Speedway.
That's right.
So Ryan, any news since we're at New Smyrna here this weekend? Do we have any updates on when we might be able to see real cars on real racetracks?
Well, hey, from what I understand, we had the county come by this afternoon and get an official capacity. Because if you remember a couple of years ago, during one of the storms, the bleachers blew onto the racetrack. So our original seating capacity has been changed since they built the new grandstands and had those ones go away. So the counties had to come by and get the capacity once again, because from what I understand, we'll be able to open up with fans at a limited capacity. So we had to get that capacity to get it okayed from the county. And last I know, that is what they were working on today, so that they could figure out, what the limits were going to be going forward when we go racing. I believe the plan is once we get the okay, we're going to have a week of open practice. Hopefully this weekend. Don't quote me on that, but hopefully the plan is to practice this weekend and then get back to racing next weekend. So, of course, we'll update you on Wednesday with the New Smyrna eWorld Series if we have more information, but that is the plan, and I haven't heard how that all went today. I'm sure they're working through everything and trying to take care of all that. And then when we know more, of course, we'll report it. For those of you wondering about New Smyrna Speedway, I know it's been a little bit quiet right now on the Facebook and internet page and all that, but stay tuned there because when we have updates, they'll be out ASAP.
And that's good to hear. That's good to have these updates on these local Florida tracks. We know some further south have been back rocking and rolling, and it just goes county to county. You can't blame the track.
A lot of tracks have been able to race, and Citrus had very strict policies in place. Last week, they only allowed 900 people in. Still made for a good crowd, but everybody did a good job policing themselves. So that's just the kind of thing we're going to have to do for the time being. But Wes, what we have to do now is try to settle this wild second heat race down to just 5 trucks for 3 spots. We'll see if Rich Clouser can claw his way back in to a qualified spot as we're backing away.
Green flag racing of 5 trucks for 3 spots, like Ryan said. Jeff White currently in that transfer position as Clouser battles on the outside. He leans on him and looks like that's going to come back to bite him, as now he gets moved by Brandon Martin, but he saves it. White flag. Next one will be the green.
Teammates, we're getting together there, and next one actually going to be the checker here, Wes, but I understand how it goes. So last lap here for Dormer, Miller, and White, your top 3, and Dormer going to come off the corner and win it. Miller is second, Jeffrey White going to come home. No, maybe not. No, I believe that has changed. We'll have to see here. I guess I was looking at something else. Jeffrey White is your third place finisher, so... Well, that was a wild race there, Wes.
Man, that was crazy. Rich Clouser, he got a break with that caution coming out when he got wrecked. Maybe a chance for retribution, but he just got stuck on the outside. He couldn't get a chance to get low and try to make some moves. So now we move on to the last chance qualifier. And Ryan, from what I am seeing, it's going to be one main. And the way it looks, because the car counts have been down, top 9 move on.
Okay, we've been used to having 3 heats, but tonight's going to be those 2 heats, and now the B features. So I think this is going to help things out a little bit, Wes, to kind of sort things out. We're going to qualify the top 9 so that heated desperation won't really affect the top half of the field, but watch the gaggle in the back, as only the top 9 trucks, as Wes said, going to qualify. Now, I know at the top of the show we said there'll probably be a couple B mains, but it depends on who shows up to race and how the server goes and all this. It's kind of a fluid thing once things get rolling. So this will be our B feature here tonight, and top 9 going to move on, and it'll be Jeffrey Gilbo and Brandon Martin, 2 pretty good little racers up at the front of the field.
Only 4 going to be sent home tonight. Starting first will be Gobel and Brandon Martin. Then Cody Martell in the 99. Next to him will be Rich Clouser in the 8. Jonathan Thompson in the 18. Hayden Vaughn in the 17 will be that 3rd row. 4th row will be Tyler Sontag and Hunter Lovelady. And then the 5th row will be Carlin Ray in the 72. Ryan Foltz in the 01. The 6th row will be Dylan Ritchie. And then Mr. Crucker. And then Colt Cecil will be rounding out the field. Who's in that seat again for Jason, so I can make a note of that? Was it Cody? Cody Crucker?
Yes, Cody Crucker, yep.
Gotcha. Want to make sure I get that name right.
And Wes, there are good drivers all throughout this field. I know you're probably thinking, 9 qualify, no big deal. But there are more than 9 really good drivers. As we take the green flag, it's Gilbo 92 on the bottom. Martin 53 on the high side. Look at that high line power. The 53 uses the horsepower. He takes the lead going into 3. Brandon Martin to the lead. And now Rich Clouser, I'm sure, still fuming from that heat number 2, up in the 3rd spot. So he's got plenty of insurance here on lap 1 of 20 in this B main tonight.
Oh, and 99 gets a little tap. He goes around. Collecting more. Big accident coming out of 2, Ryan. Ryan Foltz involved as well as Hunter Lovelady. And a couple of drivers that decided to lay back, including Colt Cecil, able to make it through.
Yeah, a lot of good heads-up driving there. It was a big one, but it could have been even worse. Some of those guys in the back of the pack doing a good job hitting the brakes there. But Paul will now take us through what happened.
Yeah, this is one of those replays we're going to take a look at from the AWS Roofing Blimp because there's a lot going on here. Focus in the center of your screen. The number 99 gets a shot from the 17 car, that all-black truck. Throw a nickel in the jar. No, not too much contact. You see there's a little bit of action there on the door of the 01. The 99 didn't really have anywhere else to go. There you see the other car there got spun around, but nothing really all that bad as far as a big hit. So not a whole lot of damage, and hopefully these guys can stack them back up. Still have about 15 to go. We're probably going to restart maybe 13 laps of green to the end of this consi. B-man.
Yeah. And that was Hayden Vaughn. They do have a 2-strike rule, but the strikes don't roll over. So that still counts as just 1 strike for Hayden Vaughn. But that is the 2nd incident that we've seen him get into. So tough break, Hayden's. He's a fast driver. He's trying to get up through this event, but just having a little bit of an issue. He's having a little bit of an issue doing so, is Hayden Vaughn. But guys talented, as you said, Ryan, there's a lot of talented drivers in this field tonight. But Brandon Martin is your leader in this 20-lap consolation race.
Yeah, Wes, definitely a lot of talent throughout this field, even for a B feature. And I have a feeling that, unfortunately, some good drivers will end up missing the show, especially with the action we've already seen. So we'll have to keep our eye. Remember, the bottom 4, unfortunately, that'll do it for them. They can head to the fridge, grab themselves a beer, kick back, and watch the rest on Verdane TV.
All right, so again, I got to give a shout-out to our newest sponsor, is the Shed Movers. Going to get that out there one more time, see if we can get a graphic up there of the Shed Life Shed Movers. 386-717-0414, the top shed moving company in the state of Florida, located in Central Florida. Again, that's 386-717-0414. They can move any shed you need, from a he said to she said over to the she shore. Oh man, I almost got it.
Yeah, you tried, man. I'll give you a good effort there, and you weren't even eating candy, and you still tripped over it.
The Daytona Dodge Pace Truck hits pit road, and we are green flag racing again in New Smyrna Speedway. Your leader, Brandon Martin.
Boy, Brandon Martin looking like Ryan Matthews on a restart here. Brandon Martin taken over by, 6, 7, 8 truck lengths, or a bus length, as you would say, Wes, as we're trying to sort things down, getting that good old-fashioned worm burner for you.
That's almost what they need to do here, Ryan. It's what I call a worm burner, when they just get into a rhythm, get single file, and just get a heat cycle into those tires, and just get into, again, that rhythm. It's all you need at times, just to get through the 20 laps. Because if you can't get through 20, you're probably not going to be able to get through 100. So the battle is happening further in the back here for the 4th position. That is under pressure is Rich Clouser as he moves over for Dylan Ritchie. But Rich in the 8 struggling now as Colt Cecil makes his way up through the field.
Now here comes Cody Crucker, the 29. He had a good entry into turn number 3. He's going to pick up some spots. We got some smoke. I think the 99 of Martel has had some problems. He's taking care of the mosquitoes for us here tonight. But, yeah, there you see the 99 hitting pit road. It looks like he'll be one of those couple of trucks not to qualify here tonight.
Yeah, we are sending 4 home, unfortunately. Looks like that the driver of Carlin Ray of the 72 machine, he is not going to make it to see our feature. Tough break, but there is always week 3 for him, as now Tyler Sontag is trying to defend his 3rd place position from Dylan Ritchie. Mark another one up for Dylan Ritchie, up to 3rd.
Ritchie moving up, and I saw Tyler up there, but Wes, I didn't want to talk about him because I kind of have this thing where I talk good about somebody having a good run, and then I jinx them. But Tyler is solidly qualified here tonight, so as long as I didn't want to say it, so I'm not going to say it. But looks like he might make the show here tonight. Looks like we already have 2 trucks off the lead lap right now, Wes. So looks like 2 more trucks. No, make it 3 trucks off the lead lap. So right now the 01 of Fultz is on the outside looking in. Hunter Lovelady, the 68, as we get a good look at the cars out of this B main. So just one of the trucks left, and here's the battle for the final spot. Lovelady 68 and Fultz 01, final trucks going for that final spot.
As the voice of New Smyrna Speedway, Ryan, how often do you get to call a race like this where you have a driver that, I'm speaking of Tyler Sontag, that has become just a fan favorite for many reasons, and you see him struggle, and then it looks like he may finally make the big show. How often do you get to call something like that?
Well, it happens a lot because throughout the course of a season, we get those underdog drivers or that regular that the crowd can get behind. And kind of like last year in the Sportsman, we had Steve Barnes. He's been racing on and off from Orlando, New Smyrna for years. And finally last year, he had his breakthrough season, got his first win, but he had a lot of ups and downs. You kind of have that guy. Even Mike Dahm, for instance, doesn't have the best equipment. And all of a sudden he'll get a win and the place goes crazy. So we have those moments throughout the years in all the divisions. Right now, the battle for the final transfer spot is heating up as we had some shuffling going on there. Rich Clouser got bumped around. Now Hayden Buck under pressure from Hunter Lovelady, the super late model driver. And now the 01 still hanging in there. But Wes, here comes the 01 for the final spot.
Ryan Fultz has been the New Smyrna Speedway pinball throughout this night. Right on the bubble, trying to get around Hunter Lovelady. He only has 3 laps to go. At the line will be popsicle sticks, 2 to go for Fultz. Can he make it happen? We see Falk have a horrible exit off of turn 4.
And that messed up Hunter Lovelady. Lovelady way down the inside. That messes up his entry into 1. Momentum to the 01, almost contact. They did make contact. The 68 Hunter Lovelady now, the odd man out of the feature event. Lovelady, 1 spot out. Final lap, we're going to keep it right here. It doesn't matter really who wins this race. What matters is right here, this final spot. Here comes Lovelady. Look at the bottom. Will there be contact? Final trip down the backstretch.
Half a lap to go for Hunter Lovelady. Can he get around Fultz? He puts his nose down there, washes him up the track. Just a simple bump and run to Ryan Fultz. Ryan is not going to be happy, but moving on will be Hunter Lovelady, and he gets nailed by Fultz at the end of that race.
Well, Wes, you said it, and you're exactly right. Good classic bump and run. He didn't dump him, he didn't wreck him, he rubbed him, and that's racing. But of course, when you have a race like that, somebody's going to be unhappy, and it is the 01 truck tonight. So
Ryan,
that's a tough break.
Ryan, I think it's time for our national anthem. Paul, you got one queued up there for us?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes send bright stars through the perilous skies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The Star Spangled Banner sang at New Smyrna Speedway. That was from a few years ago. That young lady killed it. So we're about to run 100 laps here. This is going to be your starting lineup for week 2 of the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series. So this is what the qualifying was. Dylan Canova ran fast time, followed up by Cody Brinson, Cameron Ray, Anthony Sergi, and Bruce Bennett, your top 5. Nick Snyder and Bray Holmes rounds out your top 7. Go ahead and flip them. I believe the top 7 is getting inverted. So that's going to put Bray Holmes and Nick Snyder on the front row instead of Dylan Canova and Cody Brinson. Also, moving on from qualifying, after that was Nick Neary, and as well as, I believe, Colt Cecil, but I apologize. I believe Colt actually ran in a heat race. So
yeah, Colt was in the heat races. It gets a little jumbled up there with all you're trying to read. I've seen that, and that's harder than a calculus test trying to figure that out. But
yeah.
We'll get to the starting lineup here after the warm up. We got about a minute and a half left to go here, Wes. But I want to remind all of our viewers: Week 1 last week at USA International Speedway, pretty good race, dominated by Cameron Ray in the number 9. Of course, Cameron. The owners over at Citrus County Speedway, want to give them a shout out. They put on a great show on Saturday night with the Super Late Models and a bunch of other great racing divisions. So Cameron trying to go 2 for 2 here this week. Cody Brinson finished second, and then Dennis Dean rounded out the top 3 in week number 1. So keep your eye on those guys as they're up on the point standings here early on.
And Ryan, quick, I guess you could say storyline. We have seen in the last 4 weeks now, 3 weeks, going on to 4 weeks, and plus the Truck Series, a grudge, a rivalry begin between 2 drivers that are also involved in this event tonight, and that is Bruce Bennett in the 24 and Cody Brinson in the 98. They are no stranger to each other's bumper, and it'll be interesting to see if they find each other at one point in this race. Ryan.
Yeah, they got into it on Wednesday night over at the New Smyrna World Series. And if they get near each other again tonight, now remember Bruce he made his point known in the race, and I don't think it's over, and it could very well carry over tonight. So that's going to be something to watch. And we've seen some pretty good racing out of the qualifiers. We've got our field narrowed down here, folks. So we're going to have a great race here. 100 laps coming up. We want to thank a couple of people, of course, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series, brought to you by AMS Roofing. Of course, that's a real series here in the state of Florida, one of the best touring series around right now. It's a toss-up between them and the Wheelman series, to be honest with you. It depends on whether you like trucks or whether you like sportsman cars, but I want to give them a shout-out, of course, carrying the series over to the virtual world. But make sure you follow them so you can figure out when they'll be back racing again. And also, make sure you follow Sunshine State Racing. Nailed it. Sunshine State Racing on Facebook. They are the place to go for all your racing news and updates. So if you want to know what's going on this weekend, what tracks open, what tracks running what, please check them out there. And of course, big thanks to our new sponsor, Shed Life Shed Movers in Central Florida here. And Wes has talked about them a lot tonight, but we want to thank those guys for coming on. We'll talk about them a whole bunch here tonight. Wes, it looks like we're getting ready to go feature racing, buddy.
We are, man. I'm excited. These drivers have a little bit something to race for tonight. I actually tripped for 2 to a local Central Florida golf course. So the winner of this race will get a trip for 2 to a golf course, all paid by Edgewater Screens in Russell Bonanza. They are the title sponsor for our new Smyrna Speedway World Series of E-Racing on Wednesday nights. And Russell's been doing a heck of a job, man. He's been doing everything he can to support these local drivers, to support both series, and support Vidane TV. So shout out to Russell and Edgewater Screens. We absolutely love having them as a partner. And if you were interested in being part of Vidane TV, go ahead and shoot us a message on the Facebook at Vidane TV. If you are a league that's watching this, like, you know what, it'd be pretty cool to have these guys call our league. Go ahead and shoot us a message as well at Vidane TV on Facebook. Also, give us a follow if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, Twitch, whatever it may be. Go ahead and follow us. Go ahead and subscribe. We call action 7 days a week. We make sure to give you your racing fix. So here we go. Your front row being Bray Holmes, as we said, and Nick Snyder after the invert. That will be third of Bruce Bennett, fourth Anthony Sergi, Rounding out your top 5 will be Cameron Ray, and then on the top shelf will be Cody Brinson. Only one row from his good buddy Bruce Bennett. I got a feel we're going to see some fireworks tonight.
Oh, there's going to be fireworks, Wes, and want to give a shout out to everybody watching on the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series Facebook page. We got a lot of viewers and commenters over there, so I want to thank everybody for that, and you guys know where to follow this series. So here we go, Wes. The pace truck is off. Green flag is out. Week number 2 of the Florida Pro Truck Challenge E-Series here is green, and then we got the 24 all out of shape and up into the wall. Gonna save it, perhaps. Great save there out of Bruce Bennett in the 24. So one of the guys we just talked about, Wes, getting off to a tough start.
Bruce Bennett just whipped his wheel going into 1 and 2. Something was awry in that 24 machine where it just cut to the right all of a sudden. And he bounced it off the wall but kept her straight. So we stay green flag racing here. Side by side through the field, the battle for second heats up as Nick Snyder now under fire from last week's winner, Cameron Ray.
Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series regular Bray Holmes up at the front. Last week's winner, Cameron Ray, in the Citrus County Speedway number 9 up to second. Then we got Nick Snyder. And then we get back to this battle with Canova, Brinson, and Sergi. That battle heating up. And here comes the youngster Daniel Dye in the 43 truck making some noise here in the middle of the pack. Remember, Daniel, one of our heat race winners from earlier in the evening.
Daniel Dye, he's not one to qualify top 5. He's not. It's almost like he likes battling his way through the field here on iRacing, and he does it methodically. He is one of the cleaner drivers out here, out of, I would say, our young guns, so to say. He gets it done, and he does it in a clean manner, but it's almost like he likes battling through the field.
Well, I think what it is he just likes to race. So it's almost like, I'll qualify 11th and go race my way in. He just loves racing that much. So we'll keep our eye on him as he's right now kind of middle of the pack, but at this point, clean and green, so a good start minus that little incident there with Bruce Bennett up in the turn 1 and 2 wall. But Bruce, a good driver, knew how to control his out-of-control vehicle. And we still have Bray Holmes, the 57 truck, leading the field ahead of Cameron Ray in the 9. Nick Snyder in third. A little bit of battle further up. Canova, the 70 truck, starting to make some moves now.
And Ryan, a little bit different from this league compared to Wednesday night is these guys are allowed to take tires. Wednesday night, we have a strict tire rule. You got to run on the same tires for 100 laps. This league's a little bit different. They're a little bit more relaxed, and these guys seem to have a lot of fun with that as we are getting a worm burner going on, Ryan, getting into a rhythm. We saw this last week where they put up 40 straight at USA without a caution. Looking like they're doing a heck of a job here again for us at New Smyrna Speedway.
Yeah. I think you must have told them in the driver's meeting to do this for you, and here they are obliging you. And I'm watching that 70 truck, though. Dylan Canova starting to make his way up. He's up to third. Cameron Ray, though, the 9, starting to draw a beat on our race leader. Bray Holmes, this time by Wes. It'll be 10 laps complete already. We might actually get to Ben on time tonight if things keep going this way.
I hate being the guy that calls that because we typically jinx it, but I'm definitely impressed on these drivers. Not everybody has the same experience in iRacing as they do real life racing. Some of these guys are a little bit newer on the service, so they're still learning the ropes. But you're going to have that even with your most of experienced drivers on the real track. So still some great battles all throughout the field. A lot of bumper to bumper action is now Anthony Sergi. In that 20 machine, he's under fire from Dodge Colbert in the 4.
Dodge Colbert, another regular on this series, making some noise. Dylan Martin up in the mix as well in the 7. Nick Neary, another Florida local here, making some noise. And Wes, you teased last Wednesday that we might be switching things up in the E-World Series instead of running the Tour Modifieds again in a couple weeks. And there might be a mystery series that we run in place of the Tour Mods. Maybe it ought to be these trucks, some great racing going on. Maybe that's something to think about.
Well, we got 2 more trips with those, and I told those drivers that they're going to have 2 different mods or 2 different divisions that they're going to run. Got a couple in mind, but I'll tell you what, these trucks are doing a wonderful job around this track. These drivers have gotten into that rhythm as we come across a lap 14, and they're methodically working their way up. One of the comers is Daniel Dye. He's up to the 8th position. Daniel Dye working his way up there. Anthony Sergi, and this is typical Anthony Sergi. He might lose a position or 2 on the start, but he knows how to save his tires, Ryan. Don't be surprised to see him make a charge.
No, don't be surprised at all. Of course, Anthony Sergi, the New Smyrna Speedway regular and past champion He's won in Pro Trucks here at New Smyrna before, and now you know him for his drives in the Super Late model. He was just at Citrus Speedway last weekend, and I believe came out of there with a top 10. It was a pretty wild race, to be honest with you, but if you survived that thing, you had a good night. So, of course, Sergi, the veteran of the Super Late model, he a regular at New Smyrna, but he runs all over the place. Behind him is his pseudo teammate and friend Daniel Dye making the pass on Dodge. Carl Burt as they almost touch off turn number 4 there. Carl Burt going to hang on to that position. Sergi going to settle back in line ahead of the 27 now. But Wes, we're 17 laps in. We got some good hard racing going on, but everybody's staying clean and green, and that 27 truck making me hungry.
Yeah, I can't even look at it at this point. I'm getting the munchies. Thanks, Neary. I appreciate that, buddy. As he's driving that Twinkies truck almost straight through Daniel Dye in that 43. He's ready to go. Daniel into a rhythm, and maybe Nick Neary's ready to make his way to the front. And but Daniel Dye's right on the back of Dodge Colbert in the 4. Colbert on the back of the 20. You got a 4-truck train here going through 1 and 2.
Put a penny in the jar, Wes. You said car again, and I just want to let everybody know that my candy has been taken away, so we won't have that problem again. My snacks have been taken away from me, so that's why the Twinkies are making me so hungry on that 27 truck.
So if we hear you starting getting aggravated, we know you're just hungry, right?
Yeah, I need my candy, man. So, all right. So, as you can see on your screen now, we're catching the lap traffic here, and don't mind us being goofy up here in the booth. We're just trying to have a good time here tonight, but the racers putting on a good show. Top 3 now under a blanket in turn 1 and 2, catching the lap car. Hunter Lovelady, who made that spectacular move just to get into the show. Now just a little bit off the pace here in the main event tonight.
43 of Daniel Dye now underneath Dodge Colbert. He's shooting for that 7th position. He's just been biding his time, showing a lot of patience. 2 friends on and off the track. They're battling side by side. That opens up the door for Nick Neary now. He works his way underneath that Ford machine, trying to get that 8th position from him now, but they dive it down and
there we go. It was too good for too long. Let's see if they're going to throw the caution or not. The Ford Colbert gathers it back up. We are still green. Unbelievable. You could see that one coming, Wes. The door got slammed there, and up into the wall, a couple of them went. They sorted it out. Good job not panicking by the rest of the field. And we stay green. 23 laps, now 24 laps up on the scoreboard.
You know, Neary did an old trick. He didn't want that caution to come out, Ryan, so what did he do? When he noticed he was about to go around, he kind of turned his wheel to the right so he would hit him again to straighten him out, because he didn't want that caution to come out and get an end of longest line penalty. Neary, double-edged sword there, man. Shame on you for spinning them, but great job for keeping them upright.
Sure made for an entertaining moment. We're a quarter of the way through this thing already here, ladies and gentlemen. A great night of racing so far. Relatively clean, some good hard racing, some rubbing, some contact, which you expect here on the short tracks. And we got a great battle up front, Wes. Bray Holmes, 57, your race leader. Cameron Ray, last week's winner, in second. And Dylan Canova, kind of the surprise or the standout to me last week, is still making his presence felt in that 3rd position. Top 3 right there, running nose to tail, about a truck length between one another, riding it out. They know they can't win on lap 27, but they want to be in position to be there for when it counts.
Ryan, if we keep going on this green flag run, it's going to be interesting to see if Cameron Ray and Dylan Canova, they're still going to have the same tire wear as Bray Holmes. Bray has been up front, clean air, nothing but clean air, not having to work as hard as these drivers. But Cameron Ray has been smooth for all 28 laps now, going on to 29, with Dylan Canova just laying back just a little bit. We like to call that the catbird seat. Let those guys race it out. If something happens, he's there to pounce. Speaking of pouncing.
Whoa, boy, there we go. Contact and a big move again for Bray Holmes. And he's going to lose it. Brinson, this is going to bring out a caution. Lovelady's into it. Let's see if anyone else piles in. Arca brakes, perhaps. Yep, the field going to split him. And our race leader for 29 laps, Bray Holmes, gets just a tap there from Cameron Ray. I don't think it was on purpose. I think they just kind of went for the same bit of real estate. We'll have Paul take us through as the first caution comes out 29 laps in.
Almost a third of the race down, 2/3 to go, and we're under our first caution. 57 leading. You see the 9 takes a peek down low in turn number 1. A little bit of contact, but man, not too much. Sends him on around. Great save. 57's able to hold on to the truck, but as he loses the back end of it, gets a little bit of a shove there, and a little bit more of a shove there. So big time damage on the 57 car. Wes, I don't believe we have resets here, do we?
0 resets. What a
Zero
reset
resets.
what a reset is in the iRacing world, if you're not familiar, is you're able to go down into pit road, have that box check marked in your settings, and you can get a brand new truck minus your tires and act like the damage never happened. We don't have that here. So with that being said, these drivers got to come in, they got to make their pit stops, and then come on out with the damage that they had, or if they have optional damage, they have the advantage of fixing some of that optional damage, but it doesn't mean your truck's going to come out exactly perfect if all that optional was fixed, so to say.
And West, we just saw a bunch of trucks hit pit road. The race off pit road showing Tyler Sontag first, but I'm not sure if that's correct or not. But you mentioned earlier these drivers can take tires, whereas Wednesday night's eWorld Series at New Smyrna, not allowed to take tires. So the pit strategy might shuffle things up. We'll have to let things cycle back around. It could be that Tyler stayed out. Maybe that's why he's being scored first, but we'll have to let it all reset. And now Tyler going to come down pit road. So yes, he did stay out. Now he's coming down. So he's getting a bonus point for leading a lap. So bonus point for leading a lap. So a strategy move for Tyler Sontag. Just glad to see him in the show tonight, Wes. And now things going to cycle back around to Cameron Reyes. He will get to keep his spot as his contact there not deemed intentional.
Ryan, you're not guaranteed a spot in the feature with the amount of trucks that show up, so when you get that chance to make the feature, you go for every point that you can, and that's what Tyler did. He stayed out to lead that lap. Kudos to Tyler. He's going to get 4 fresh rubbers put on his machine and get back to green flag racing. Now, Ryan, here's to hoping the old cliche doesn't come true here, because, man, that was fun. I want to see some more green flag racing.
Yeah, I hope we see some more of that. That was just what we needed to see here. And there's a chance that we're going to get some more cautions. We could see a rash of cautions now from here on out. Maybe we'll get some green flag racing. But it's kind of been the story each and every week we've done this. It comes down to the end and we get a bunch of those cautions. So maybe the short run's going to be what these guys need. But, Wes, let's reset here as we get ready to go back green. Cameron Ray, your race leader. Dylan Canova second. Then Bruce Bennett and Cody Brinson, your top 4. Nick Snyder rounding out the top 5 alongside Anthony Sergi. As these trucks get fired up and ready to go, we are back under green.
Green flag is out here at New Smyrna Speedway as we come across lap 35. The battle for second still on. We have Bruce Bennett. We saw him lap 1, turn 1 have some issues. That truck is pretty mangled, but he's able to keep it up there so far in that 3rd position as he battles here with Cody Brinson.
Getting close there off turn number 4 West. They do not touch. I thought they were going to go for a big wreck there, but watch the 24 to 98 here, folks. Those two have gotten into it before. Cameron Ray opened the door for Canova that last time in turn number 4, but Ray able to handle the lead. Now he got the top 6, 7 trucks single file here as they battle further back. Daniel Dye gets a spot on Dylan Martin's.
Oh, there goes the 24 around.
No, crash! Big crash in turn 2 for the 24. It's Bruce Bennett again. Oh, and I think that might take him out for the night.
Ryan, I can say with confidence he did not get help from the 98 of Cody Brinson as I watched that live. Bruce Bennett seemed to just get a little out of shape coming off the quarter and just lost control.
Yeah, we'll have to let Paul dial us up a replay in the trailer and take us through what happened here to bring out the race's second yellow flag.
Back here for the AWS Roofing Instant replay. Take a look at the 24 truck heading on down into turn number 1 and just loses the back end of it. Just comes on around. You see that camper's in the way again. We're going to have somebody tow that thing away. But you see the 42 getting caught up in it as well here. So big time damage for the 24. Like you said, he may very well be done as he doesn't have a reset for that truck. Might be able to bang out some of that virtual sheet metal, but I think he's going to be losing a lot of time here as we did a lot of green flag racing, and I think we're going to return to that here shortly.
I hope so. And Paul, in the meantime, we'll go find the Inferno tow truck and get that trailer moved so we can see what's going on back there.
I think that could have been one of those things, Paul and Ryan, where Bruce was watching his mirror, waiting for that punch, and it never came, and he just may have overdrove it through the center to exit there.
Kind of like the intimidate button in those old NASCAR games on the PlayStation.
And the thing, that's the thing about rivalries and these grudges. When you got when you have somebody on the track that you might owe you one, or you just paid him back for one, they're going to be in the corner of your eye no matter where they're at. And when they end up fully in your mirror, you can't help but focus on it. And that could have easily been one of those situations. But that could be it there for the Bruce Bennett machine for his chances to win. He's still out on the track, though. He's still making laps and on the lead lap.
Yeah, Bruce is one of those guys. He doesn't give up, man. He's going to try to get every position he can. He knows he's good at this, and he will most likely be a championship contender. So he's going to stay out there. We've already seen the strategy move for the bonus point for leading a lap from Tyler Sontag. So we've seen other strategies from guys like Tanner Thomas laying back, just trying to survive the carnage. So you got to be out there. There's most likely going to be another wreck, maybe two, and maybe you could pick up some more spots, even if he's a little bit off the pace. And it's weird seeing that happen to Bruce. Bruce isn't the type of driver to let somebody get in his head, but that could have just been one of those things, glanced up, looking in his mirror, and just truck got away from him. I'll put another penny in the jar there.
AWS Roofing may need to put a roof on that thing if he gets any more into it. He's beating up everything but the roof. So Bruce Bennett making his way back around to catch up to the end of the field. We still have 20 trucks out of 25, still have 20 trucks on the lead lap coming to halfway to go. So impressive run by all of these competitors here tonight as the Daytona Dodge Pace Truck makes its way down to pit road. The leaders are ready to fire, and Cameron does. We are back green flag racing at New Smyrna Speedway, lap 43.
Cameron Ray in the 9 truck out ahead of Dylan Canova, and here comes Cody Brinson now in the 98. Brinson in that pretty-looking ride, making his presence felt. And here comes Anthony Sergi, quiet as usual, making his way up through, trying to take third away as Brinson gets loose off turn number 4. Brinson with a big save, and here comes Sergi up to third.
Big wreck in the back. Huge wreck in the back.
Another wreck. Carl Burt's in it. Looks like Big Lee's in it.
19, a Colt Cecil stuck in the fence, guys. 19.
Oh, man. Colt Cecil, there he is. And I was just going to say, from the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series website, the Colt Cecil fans were in the house, and now Cecil's in the fence.
That's not what you want to see, and he's trying to drive it off of the fence here currently, and it doesn't work like that, Colt, buddy.
Unfortunately, now he's blacked out, Wes.
Yeah, he's he builds some really cool racing rigs, and he builds some really cool computers for these guys. He is a talented individual, but I don't think he's that talented. I don't think he's going to get that truck up there.
We need Joe Hamilton's Fence Company to sponsor us, so we have an in the fence sponsorship. You know what I mean?
Paul, what you got there, buddy?
Just working on getting the instant replay here, just messing with some of the camera angles and trying to see exactly what happened to all the drivers involved there.
Paul, out of all of our days in the races that we've participated in super speedway racing and all the big wrecks that we've been a part of, have you ever been stuck in a fence?
Honestly, I can say I don't think I have been. I've been stuck in a lot of things, the water barrels, some walls, concrete, stuff like that, but see the 19 getting the back of the 26. Looks like that's what happened. 26 looks like he just about saves it, overcorrects it just a bit, slams that 19 truck up into the wall. Hard hit. Both motors are expired. You see the black smoke coming up from underneath the hood, so those guys are done for the evening. Drops us down to, I believe, 18 trucks. But no, I can honestly say I've never been stuck in the fence quite like that.
Boy, Colt Cecil hit that wall just like Spencer Davis did a few years ago. However, Spencer Davis didn't get up in the fence like that. That was wild.
All right, so coming from race control, if we're going to be double file restart here, but if another caution comes out within 10 laps, we will be going single file on the next restart. And that is to kind of clean things up, try to get some more green flag racing in, because we've said it before, the cautions do breed cautions. So we want to get back to that green flag run, man. We've seen a third of this race under green. All it takes is that one caution to break that momentum and that rhythm these competitors get into, and we want them to get back into that.
Yeah, and those first few laps of green, I think everybody was taking it easy, and we're just now approaching halfway, but with these race car drivers, man, when they can see a spot in front of them, they try to get it. And now the aggression picking up. The further we get into this race, ladies and gentlemen, the more that intensity will pick up. So right now, things looking good for the 9 of Cameron Ray. But again, that intensity will pick up. We haven't seen a whole lot of bump and runs for the lead, but maybe tonight's the night. These trucks seem to be pretty close as far as speed and talent here tonight. So I think it's going to be a good finish. So make sure you all stay tuned and let us know who you think is going to win it.
Ryan, I'm not going to go out on a limb, because if I go out on a limb, that limb's going to break. So I'm going to stick with Cameron Ray. I think Cameron Ray pulls it off tonight.
So Cameron Ray is going to be the Ryan Matthews of this series, huh?
I almost want to say that, but we'll see. Canova's fast. Sergi knows how to take care of his stuff as they go flying down into turn 1. Speaking of Canova, he's all over the bumper of Cameron Ray.
Yeah, and that's going to open the door perhaps for Sergi. Now Brinson on that high line, the 98, he's getting racing once again. The outside lane, kind of the preferred line, because you can get that momentum in these trucks. They have a little bit less power, so...
Oh, there goes Sergi!
Oh, Sergi just got taken out by Daniel Dye. That's not going to go over well.
And no caution. One truck. Oh, big wreck now. Big wreck.
Oh, boy. The caution coming back out. Looks like the 6 is involved. They're still wrecking over here, Wes. Bruce Bennett's in it again, as is Cody Crucker and Dylan Martin.
Man, cautions breed cautions. Unfortunately, we will have to see a single file restart now. Bruce Bennett has called it a day. He said, yep, I'm done. He has retired from this event. Tough break for Bruce Bennett. He had a great starting position, just could not get out of the calamity.
Yeah, and that's not going to go over well between Sergi and Daniel Dye. Those two are good buddies, and they'll argue over this. And Paul's getting us a replay ready to go, and Paul's going to be busy because there's a lot of stuff to go through on this one.
Another one of those blimp views here from the AWS Roofing instant replay, because, man, there's just a lot of stuff going on. This was the most recent incident. You see, like you said, the 43 gets a bump from the 20, sends him on around, and lots of trucks. It looks like the 4 truck gets spun around. The 8, the 42 gets a little piece of it. The 5 is in it as well. 41 looks like he stops just in the nick of time. Jeff White able to stop before hitting anything, so that's definitely good news there. And I believe that was the last truck in line, so nobody else coming in from back there. A lot of damaged race trucks here from this wreck, though.
You know, and that's the first time we've seen in a while where they were literally wrecking from turn 1 to turn 3, half the track. It all started with Sergi getting turned, and it was just a chain reaction of events, Ryan. Great job by that replay, Paul, getting you the action from the booth, from the production booth, I should say. Paul, you don't get on here as much as, of course, we do. We run our mouths for 100 laps. Tell these people about you, man. We don't hear enough about Paul Showtime Strickland Jr.
I like to push buttons, and I make things go on and off the screen, and it's fun. No, it's one of these things. Wes and I actually put this deal together, and Kyle Young has really helped us out a big time too here at Verdane TV. Just kind of a side project we all started working on, and it's one of those things we would do anyway. We're all 3 of us are very avid sim racers, and I've been doing it for going on 15 years now, so I'm not very good. That's why I'm sitting here pushing buttons and screaming into a microphone. So I don't drive as much anymore or run any leagues. But man, it's just kind of biding our time, waiting to get back to the real racetrack. I work in a street stock team up at Stafford Motor Speedway in Northern Connecticut, and they rent out street stocks, and we're hoping on putting together a car for myself for the full season. But we'll see what happens with this COVID-19 stuff going on.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, you're not a Florida boy like we are, so how are things looking in your neck of the woods as far as getting back to racing?
It's about the same. We're bouncing ideas around of doing practices without the fans and stuff like that, but at this point, Governor Lamont came out today and said, we were supposed to be able to open up Wednesday as the pace truck dips down, and we're getting ready to go green, but he actually just canceled all haircuts for the next 2 months, so not really sure when we're going to get back to racing, just like these guys got to.
It's a waiting game for a lot of us. Paul, we appreciate what you do here to bring us these pictures and these great replays as we go back to green. Cameron Ray taking advantage of a single file restart. Looks like we're going to get through a lap here, folks. Cameron Ray, the 9, he's your leader. Dylan Canova, 2nd. Cody Brinson Round
Oh, the 10 goes around.
Oh, my goodness.
Hopefully he does not trigger anything else. It's just him by himself, so no caution as he's working his way to... Oh, man, he's stuck on the banking. Let's see if he can get that rock and rolling as he does.
He gets the 70 truck righted here, Wes, but what a tough break. Dylan Canova, I feel like he had something like that happen to him a week ago where he was running right up near into the top 5, and then he had something similar like that happen, and here comes the 43 of Daniel Dye after that last little bit of contact he had with Sergi. Daniel Dye battles with Cody Brinson for the second spot. Brinson 98, Dye 43. Side by side for second off 2. Wes, close quarter stuff here as we got 40 to go.
Looks like they're at Volusia coming off of turn 2 there. And oh, they make contact off of 4. Dye and Brinson get together, but they keep it straight. Daniel Dye, a little bit of contact with the 98 of Cody Brinson.
Oh.
That will cost Cody one more.
And hello, Bray Holmes back into the mix. Early leader of the race, got spun out while leading. He's back up to third. 40 laps to go, a little less than 40 to go. Race just beginning to heat up here, folks. You see a lot of these trucks, they've been through a war here tonight. Damage on pretty much everybody except Cameron Ray, who's got over a second and a half lead as we've had some position swapping. There's your leader, Cameron Ray, as he comes off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. As he extends that lead, Daniel Dye in second, Bray Holmes, the 57, in third, and Cody Brinson right there stalking him as we ride along with the 57 of Bray Holmes. Led 28 laps earlier here today, trying to claw his way back up there, Wes.
He is now under fire from Cody Brinson. The 98 machine is all over the bumper of Bray Holmes. He wants that position back from Mr. Holmes, who has put on a heck of a show. He's one of our young guns as well, one of our younger drivers, as well as Cody Brinson and Daniel Dye, that is up and coming through the short tracks all over Florida. Also, just all over the country, we have some short track drivers, some young guns that join us on Monday and Wednesday nights, so it's always cool to see. But back up front, the owner of Citrus County Speedway, Cameron, putting it on him, putting on a show is Mr. Ray in that number 9.
Yes, he is. Cameron Ray looking stout, trying to go 2 for 2. Big winner over at USA. Hasn't been as easy for him here tonight. Had to battle for the lead earlier, took it away, and now with a big lead, but that lead will probably evaporate. All it's going to take is one truck getting in trouble, one yellow flag, and now he's got some new players with Daniel Dye and Bray Holmes. Wes, do you reckon Bray Holmes has forgotten about what happened earlier in the race?
I never heard of a race car driver forgetting anything, so I highly doubt he's forgotten about that. But I know those drivers are they're friends, and they know how to forgive but not forget. And also, another little tidbit here. Some of these drivers are on fresher tires, like a Tyler Sontag, who has worked his way into the top 10 of that 91 machine. It's interesting to see how those drivers are able to make up through the field. Shout out also to Anthony Sergi, still P8 after that spin earlier in this event.
Nice recovery for Sergi. 13 trucks still on the lead lap. We got a good handful of them pretty much out of the race. A couple of them sitting on pit road. Somebody might want to put the concrete barriers up on the end of pit road just to be safe down there. But nonetheless, Cameron Ray having a good old time out there tonight, riding with the race lead. There he is in that number 9. So Cameron Ray, your race leader, would love to go 2 for 2 because getting off to a good start is often a good way to get ahead in the championship standings, obviously, and give yourself a little bit of cushion in case you do have a rough night. But this series, heading your way over the next couple of weeks, is a points counting series. We will have an overall champion at the end. And I think, Wes, what we're seeing right now is they all know they're going to have to beat Cameron if they want that title.
They are a change of position. Raymond Dormer in the 44 gives up the 7th slot to Anthony Sergi in that 20. So other than that, we got us a worm burner here. Jeff White off the pace going into turn 1 for one reason or another in the 41. He's going to get it up right and back going. Not exactly sure what happened to his machine, but that truck is up to speed, so we stay green. Now we got a battle for 3rd. There's Cody Brinson all over the bumper of Bray Holmes, almost spinning him off a 4.
Boy, Cody Brinson has been fun to watch here tonight. Very aggressive, but he's a wheelman out there doing a great job as he gets a little bit loose up off the corner again, falls back in line behind Bray Holmes in that 57. Brinson looking low once again. This, of course, a battle for the final spot on the podium here tonight. Holmes, 57, early race leader, battling back from a crash. and Cody Brinson trying to get back into the thick of things as they continue to fight for that position.
Bray Holmes put on a heck of a show last week as well. The young driver trying to make his name in the Florida tracks here on iRacing and doing a great job of it. Everybody knows who Bray Holmes is when it comes to the World Series of E-Racing. He's always one to be reckoned with. Everybody is getting to know Cody Brinson as well for many different reasons. One of them being the fast, competitive driver that he is as they head down into turn one, 25 to go.
Boy, this race clicking off in a hurry despite the rash of cautions in the middle of the race. And Brinson going to get by Bray Holmes. Bray Holmes up into the fence off turn number 2. Slip sliding around, and that could be where the tires are starting to come into play, Wes. Not sure where everybody is as far as when their last pit stop was. I'll have to pay better attention to that next week. But you could be seeing a little fatigue playing in here as Bray Holmes gets the fence again. So tires could be a problem. Nick Neary, the 27, the Twinkies mobile, riding in 5th, having a quiet night, but nonetheless perhaps closing in on these guys. So Nick Neary trying to make his presence felt in these final 25 laps or so.
Every time we show that Twinkies car, Paul looks at me, I look at him, and we both gain 2 pounds.
And I gain 1 just because.
Yeah, we got to stop looking at it. I can't really stand any more 2-pound gains here.
We need to ask him to get a healthier sponsor next week.
Back up front, Cameron Ray is leading the way. Daniel Dye in 2nd. Cody Brinson now 3rd. Bray Holmes was able to settle down in the 4th. But Nick Neary is coming strong in that 5th position in that Twinkies Mobile. Beautiful Toyota Tundra that he is driving here tonight. So 20 to go next time by. The field's pretty spaced out right now. Still got, I think about 14, 15 trucks still on track. So still a great number of trucks still in competition here tonight. About 17, actually.
Yep, and about 13 or so on the lead lap as Tyler Sontag has fallen out of the top 10. Yes, 13 trucks on the lead lap. Cody Krucker, the final truck there. Wes, I've got some expert analysis for you as we close in on the end of this thing. There is one driver who does not want to see a caution flag, and there are 12 that do. Cameron Ray, your leader, wants this to go clean and green. Everybody else behind him on the lead lap, hoping for a caution so they can pick up some more spots.
Man, that was a real brain buster for you to think of that. Expert.
Man, I'm telling you, it takes a sound mind to think of stuff like that.
That was right out of the book of Darrell Waltrip.
Well, I was thinking more like, Larry McReynolds, but okay. If you want my trends of the race here, Wes, the last couple times I've been on with you guys, there's been a caution inside of 10 to go. So how about that?
And I would bet on those trends there, Mr. Larry Mack. One driver that doesn't want to bet on that is Cameron Ray, but we've seen it time and time again Wednesdays. Here at New Smyrna, those restarts really count. And when you get to be the car that fires off, it's such a huge advantage. But now Cameron Ray is starting to run into lap traffic going into 1.
Boy, watching Cody Brinson here, Wes, wheel this 98. He got out of shape off turn number 4 and about went around it by himself and about brought out that caution. As we're getting down to 15 to go, and somebody's got to prove me right, and it could be this 98 of Brinson. He's driving the wheels off that truck, trying to catch Daniel Dye. If those two get to battling for that 2nd spot, keep your eye focused here. We're going to ride along now with Cody Brinson in that 98. As he started in the 6th position here tonight. He's been solid, and he's been one of those guys that just makes this series so much fun to watch.
And for the Anthony Sergi fans, he's made his way up to 6th position now, so Anthony's almost out of into the top 5, so shout out for that recovery. But Cody Brinson, he's known to be aggressive. He's known to have no problem using that bumper, but he's also known to be fair and to be fast, and he's shown that here tonight. As we approach 10 to go, another storyline. If we do see the yellow flag fly, who takes tires and who doesn't?
Wes, I honestly believe if you're in the first 6, 7 positions, there's no way you can give up the track position. We've seen the track position be way too important here tonight. But I think if you're at the back of the lead lap, maybe the last 2, 3, 4 trucks might pit for tires to see what they can get, but that's a risk. If you pit from the lead, I think it'll be suicide, though. So we're closing in on 10 to go. The best battle on the racetrack now for this 2nd spot. Daniel Dye, 43. Cody Brinson, 98, trying to settle it as they catch lap traffic.
Lap traffic starting to play a toll here as Jimmy Frazier in the 6 machine heaves away for the 43 of Daniel Dye, as well as Cody Brinson says, hey, you guys are battling this out. You go do your thing. Great gentleman move there coming out of 4. However, Cameron Ray, his lap times have significantly dropped since he's ran into this lap traffic. But Daniel Dye's so far back right now, it's going to take a caution for Daniel to get a chance at this coming here to 9 to go.
Yeah, Cameron Ray with a dominant lead right now, almost 4 seconds over the rest of the field. Again, folks, it's going to take a caution. This race kind of reminds me of the Darlington race on Sunday. A lot of action early, a lot of wild, unpredictable things, and now that it's settled down, the dominant driver out in front pulling away from the rest of the field. But that can all change in a snap here. One truck out of shape, one bit of contact, and that all goes out the window. So now we just hold on, we wait and see. I don't foresee Cameron Ray making a mistake, though.
Notable mentions, Dylan Canova, after that mishap in 1 and 2 several laps ago, he's made it back to his into a top 10 position. So great recovery there by Dylan. He's made it up to position 9. Tyler Sontag is in position 11, so he was able to not only make the show, but he's competitive, and he's got that 91 machine working on a top 10. He's all over the bumper of Bigley Jr.
Well, you saw the graphic there. It said laps led 1, and I was a little confused earlier. I had forgotten that you do get a bonus point for leading a lap, so smart play there by Tyler Sontag. As he's going for that top 10 position, we might want to keep it right here the next couple laps, because this could be the eye of the storm. As we got 5 to go, Wes. This race clicking by in a hurry tonight.
95 down, 5 to go for Cameron Ray. Second place being that machine of now Cody Brinson. Not exactly sure what happened to Daniel Dye. I'm not seeing Daniel Dye wow, Daniel Dye has fallen all the way back to 8th. Not exactly sure what happened to that 43 machine. Possibly the tires are going out for him, but Daniel Dye falling back.
Well, he's got some damage on the front of that car. He must have gotten a piece of the wall.
I caught what happened. He doored coming across the line on lap 93, taking 94 with Cody Crucker. They made contact coming off of 4. He spun by himself.
Got mixed up with the lap traffic.
That lap traffic will always get you. Coming to 2 to go this time.
Oh, boy. Well, 2 to go, and looks like my analysis could go right out the window because this race has gone pretty well caution-free. 2 to go here. That's a mile. 1 mile left here at the New Smyrna Speedway. Cameron Ray, the winner last Monday night at USA International Speedway in dominant fashion. Crossing his fingers that everybody behaves for another lap and a half. Off of corner number 4, looking for the white rag this time by 1 lap to go for Cameron Ray with a huge lead. He can pedal it from here, Wes.
Cameron Ray walking the dog one more time here in the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series, as he has to make one more corner. He shouldn't have a problem doing so. Exiting turn 4, your winner, Cameron Ray.
Cameron Ray goes 2 for 2. Cody Brinson brings it home an impressive second, and Bray Holmes battles back as we got a wreck here as the rest of the leaders cross the start-finish line. Good recovery for Bray Holmes tonight. Anthony Sergi comes home 4th. Nick Neary, Jeff Gilbo, and Brandon Martin, Daniel Dye, Dylan Canova, and Billy Bigley Jr. round out your top 10. Kudos to these guys for settling in or running the rest of that race under caution. And kudos to Tyler Sontag coming home 11th.
One thing I like about these Monday night races, Ryan, is the sportsmanship between these drivers. You don't see that all the time, and I just keyed in real quick to listen to the drivers' channel, and they're all congratulating each other on a good run. So, man, when you have that in between drivers and you have that cohesion, you're almost forced to have a good race. So, man, what a show, Ryan. You had to be entertained by that, as we have some drivers burning it down and having some fun here.
Well, Bray Holmes, go ahead and burn it down, buddy. You ran well, and then you had those problems still come home 3rd. So we allow celebratory burnouts for anybody who wants to do them. And celebratory crashes after the race are acceptable too.
All right, so here in a moment, we're going to get a couple drivers here. We're going to get them in the booth.
But Wes, I do want to echo what you mentioned just a few moments ago. Very entertaining series so far, but we're seeing it can take a couple weeks to to maybe pick your players out who's going to contend for the championship, but I think it's only taken 2 here for the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series. If you're going to win this championship, you're going to have to go through Cameron Ray. Not only has he won the first 2 races, but he's dominated them. So Cameron Ray is the guy right now, but still a long way to go. So you'll want to stay tuned each and every Monday night to see if Cameron Ray can win them all or if somebody catches up to him.
All right, so as the drivers work their way out of their machines, let's see if we can catch up with them one by one here. Finishing third place was Mr. Bray Holmes. I'm going to see if he's available for a interview here in a moment. I believe he is. Let me drag him on down here for with us. Bray, do you got a copy?
I guess, yeah.
Bray, an eventful night here for you tonight, man. You had some bullets, you had a dodge, you got the fenders dirty, but you're still able to bring home a podium finish. Walk us through your race here tonight. Bray, are you there, buddy?
Oh, what's I thought you were talking to Cody. I had a pretty good race. Had the lead from the start. I mean, me and Cameron got in a little bit of a fuss, but it's okay. Kept it going. Had to do a little bit of a damage repair, but other than that, it was a pretty fun race. Probably the best race we've had so far, without the cautions.
It was. We saw you make one heck of a save earlier in the race. You kind of got beaten, battered around. Uh, did you pit for tires at some point in this race? And if so, how much of a difference did it make?
Yeah, I got beat around at the very start of the race from Cameron, but I mean that's racing. I ended up taking tires right after that because I just lost all of it. And surprisingly, having 10 lap tires versus 50 lap tires is definitely a big difference. You can really tell.
It really is, man, and we like to call you as well as a couple of the other drivers the young guns because you're some of the younger drivers here that are up and coming. Tell us about you. Where are you from? But what do you race real life if you do?
I'm from Arbondale, Florida. I race in the Florida Pro Truck Challenge Series. The scheme that you've seen is pretty much close to what I race, but other than some minor, like, different schemes and stickers. But I do run the pro trucks at Arbondale, all over Showtime, Citrus, everywhere the trucks go.
All right, and we know in real life it takes a team to make this happen. Even on the virtual side, it takes a little bit of help to make this happen. Who would you like to say hello to and thank for tonight?
Um, a big one would be my dad and Tyler Sontag for helping me get my paint scheme set up finally. Like, I just got my paint scheme today, and I couldn't be more proud of what it looks like. My dad, he's always helped me on iRacing and in real life. Josh Todd even helps me sometimes whenever I can't figure out what to do. If I can't change the setup, he's always telling me new things to try out. So those are really big sponsors.
All right, man. Well, you got it done here tonight. That's definitely going to help you out in the points. Congratulations on this third place finish and impressive run.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Bray Holmes, and I believe we're going to have a word with Cody Brinson. Cody Brinson was your runner-up. Ryan Stevens is with Cody. Ryan, I believe you're caught up with Cody now.
Cody, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Cody, congratulations. Another good run for you tonight. Man, you are fun to watch. You are not afraid to be aggressive, but you also have great truck control. So, again, just fun to watch you battle, and you're right there in the thick of things. What did you need to get up there and battle with Cameron?
Probably a caution. Once I got to P2, it's just my tires were hot trying to get around Bray mainly.
And you were, it seemed like every time we had the camera on you tonight, you were locked in a battle. Is that fun racing around those other guys, or is it stressful?
It's hard to pass here, so I was hoping I could get single file and just ride, but it seems like everybody just wants to like hang on your right rear quarter, or just not give it to you. There's a couple people like Nick Snyder, he'd just give you the spot because he knew we were faster, but some of these guys just hold you out there and it just kills your tires trying to stay on the top.
Yeah, I mean, the further you get up to the front of the field, the harder it's going to be to get around these guys. And a lot of these guys are good hard racers, and it looked like good hard racing to me from your standpoint. Was it that way, or was it kind of frustrating?
I got frustrated a couple times. I felt like people were just running me into the fence. But I mean, we all kept it together. Nobody wrecked, so it was fun.
Yeah, you guys did put on a great show, and it was very entertaining to watch. So hopefully that means something to you. Real quick, go ahead and give out some shout outs. Who would you like to thank tonight?
Cameron dominated. He's been pretty good, so he'll probably be my best competition for the points. So we'll see how he does. And then Sunshine State Racing for sponsoring it, and my mom for being my life sponsor.
Well, there you go, man. Get some more practice, and maybe next week we'll be talking to you in Victory Lane. But keep up the good work, and like I said, you've been fun to watch.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Cody Brinson bringing home a top two finish. And unfortunately, we do not have our winner, Cameron Ray, available to talk. Unfortunately, he is not in our Discord channel. But we do have fourth place as well as Daniel Dye. Let's grab fourth place real fast of Anthony Sergi. Anthony, do you got a copy here, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, you had an eventful race to say at the least, but your recovery was more impressive uh, than what came beforehand. Man, walk us through this eventful 100 laps for you.
Yeah, I qualified I think qualified fifth, started fourth. Car was real good, and I was just really saving my tires there. I knew we were gonna pit for more tires, so just trying to stay up front. It's hard to pass in these cars, and one of those restarts, I got ran over from behind. Just I'm the human pinball here at New Smyrna. It feels like in the past two series I've been racing, but I was able to save it from hitting the wall, got it back together, and was able to get that long green flag run. We definitely had a really good green flag run car, and was able to pass Nick Neary there on the last lap for a fourth. Would have liked to have a couple more laps for definitely a top three, but I'm real happy with how we finished. But definitely think we could have gave Cody Brenson and Cameron Ray a run for their money if we would have been up front there.
Man, I'll tell you what, when we watch you race, we kind of see you methodically kind of fall back a little bit, but you take care of your truck, you take care of your tires, you take care of your equipment, and then you work your way through. Looks like you were able to do that even with the damage. Now, when you were able to go in and get four fresh rubbers, how much of a difference did that make for you?
Well, I didn't go in after when I got spun out. I just stayed out. I didn't go in for the four tires, so I still had the regular tires. If I would have pitted, I wouldn't would have lapped down. But I was when we came in that after that 30 lap run or so, and we came in for tires. It's a big difference. I think at the end of that 30 lap run, we were running mid 20s or 30s. 18, 20s, and 30s. We put tires on. We could go down to like 17, 70s and something like that. So 3/10, 4/10 is a big jump, and they definitely help the car rotate in the center and get on the gas and everything like that. But I learned to be more patient in my younger years of racing. I was a little impatient and wrecked a lot of cars, and always was at the shop on Monday fixing them. So I've learned that if you don't wreck the car, you keep it in one piece, you can be there at the end of the race and don't have to work on them as much and spend too much of dad's money.
You know, it's funny you say that because I feel like when you have to work on your own cars, you get a little bit more of appreciation of the hard work that it takes to get them right, and you seem to take care of them a little bit more than what say somebody that doesn't have to work on their wrecked race cars. So I know you got a lot of real life sponsors, man. You are becoming a well known name here in Florida. Give out some shout outs, some hellos that may be watching.
First, I gotta thank MJS Concrete, my mom, my dad, TSC Construction for all the hard work that they do on the 20 Super Late model in real life, and then also Dennis Dean. Me and him are we raced last weekend at Citrus, and now we have to turn it around and be gone into Alabama on Thursday morning at 6 o'clock to race the Rattler up in Alabama. So I gotta thank him for putting all the hard work he's been doing, and all the crew member at the shop at the racetrack. This weekend was a hard one. We broke a rear end, so it was awesome to finish sixth this weekend. But definitely wish we would have been up front. But we're going up to the Rattler and hopefully put a name for these the Central Florida guys down here and show them that we're people that are really good at racing.
You absolutely are, and that recovery has gotten you into third place in points here with us as well. Only 10 back from Cameron. So hopefully we'll talk to you again next week, and hopefully you'll be the driver to knock Cameron off that pedestal in first. So congratulations again on that recovery tonight, and one hell of a drive.
Thank you, and thank you to Verdane and as well as Sunshine State for putting this on, and everyone that that works their butt off. You and Ryan and everyone that puts their hard work into making this.
Hey, Anthony, I got a question for you. Out of all the people out there to be racing against, how did you feel when it was your good buddy Daniel who got into you there?
Oh man, it's a joke, and I kind of have a joke. If you're around the 43 car, just get ready to get spun out. But we're in the same team speak. We're talking to each other, and it kind of wasn't his fault. Kind of, I got off the corner real slow off of 4, and he had a good run, and he kind of dodged it down in front of the 7 car, and the 7 car kind of didn't lift, and then we just all wrecked. But I mean, it happens, and we luckily this isn't real racing. If it was real racing, I'd be kind of upset, but. It's just having fun out here and putting on the race for the fans. And I think that kind of made a race for the fans. Seeing me run from, I think it was like 20th and back up to 4th was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. You were definitely fun to watch. And I was going to say, if it's going to happen eventually. You two are going to get together eventually. I guess it's better to happen here than, at the Rattler or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all fun, and it happens in real life. It's all fun. I mean, we're out here racing. It's a fun sport. It's hard. It's grueling, but you gotta remember we're out there just to have fun. You get a wrecked race car. It's no big deal as long as you're good and car can be.
Well, you were definitely good tonight and fun to watch. Thanks again, man, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Anthony Sergi there. Wes, do we got anybody else tonight?
We're going to get a quick word because I know he's running double duty tonight. Daniel Dye, you got a copy with us, buddy?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Doing well, man. You were impressive tonight. I know you ran into a little bit of bad luck there at the end with a lap car, but you did a great job bringing home the Heat 1 win and then driving up through the field. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, we started, I think, 11th after that Heat win. And, I wasn't really expecting much. I didn't get much practice. Just came in there, ran a qualifying lap and hopped to it. So, it was fun. I was surprised how good the racing was. By the way, the group chat was looking, but I enjoyed it. I had some fun. We run second there. I was chasing down the leader, and I hit the wall a couple times running by myself. Then, just like the Zach Donati Memorial during Speed Weeks, I got taken out by a lap car. But, I don't know if it was on me or if it was on him, or maybe a little bit of both. But, it was still fun. It's going to be one of my last iRaces for a good little bit because we're going back real racing here. So I can't wait to get back to the track in real life.
Man, we can't wait to see you back on the track. No matter what's going on, you always bring the entertainment. Give us some shout outs here, some viewers that may be watching that you want to say hello to.
Well, I just got to thank all the fans for tuning in. Hopefully we've been giving you a good show on Verdane TV with the New Smyrna series as well as the Florida Pro Truck Challenge. We haven't been real racing since Speed Weeks at New Smyrna, so it's been cool to give these fans something to watch. I think my dad's watching as well as my crew chief, Glenn Garrison. They're probably hopping over to the Rowdy stream here. We got the Rowdy Energy Series, Speed 51 Super Select qualifying right now, actually. So we'll be doing that. So once again, thanks to all the fans, and thanks for you and Krista and everybody for putting this thing on.
All right, Daniel, we won't hold you up anymore. Always good to talk to you. Good luck tonight with that Rowdy series, man. We'll see you again next Monday night, if not Wednesday.
Thanks, man. Talk to you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Daniel Dye, number 43, and we're going to go over points real quickly for you. We will be giving the drivers a link to the top 10 so they can check it out afterwards as well. But right now, your points leader is Cameron Ray, which is no surprise after doubling down, going 2 for 2. And then Cody Brinson is second in points, only 6 back. Anthony Sergi is third in points, 10 back. Nick Neary is fourth, 14 back, and he's tied with Bray Holmes for that position. Both drivers are 14 back. Then sixth is a Brandon Martin, 22 back. Seventh is a Dylan Martin. He's 26 back. And then Tyler Sontag and Jeffrey Gilboa is tied for that 8th position, 27 points back. And then rounding out your top 10 is Colt Cecil, 31 points back. And we will be able to give the drivers the rest of the breakdown and the standings to a link for them. And man, one name outside of that top 10, but he's been running most of these races inside the top 10 until something happens, is Dylan Canova. He's 11th, 32 back, Ryan.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy to watch, Wes. Going to have a lot to overcome for the championship. I know it's only 32 points, but Cameron Ray has just been so good. So at this point, everybody knows they're going to have to beat that 9 truck if they're going to want to get up there and challenge. But still, enough guys within striking distance that it'll only take one race to turn this all on its heads. That is why you need to tune in here each and every Monday night, because you never know what's going to happen. We're running different tracks. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a track that is Cameron's Achilles heel, but we'll have to find out. But, of course, after 2 races, Cameron Ray, he's the guy to beat.
Just want to take a quick second. We're actually looking at the point standings right now on your screen right here, guys. And it's right on the Verdane.net website. And as you can see, as we alluded to already, Cameron Ray is the points leader by 6 points right now over Cody Brinson. But one thing I want to point out is we've got all the stats here. Everything is accurate to a T except for the winnings column. I'm not really sure where that number comes from, but I definitely don't have that kind of money to award these drivers. But if you keep looking over to the right, the INC column, the incident column, Cameron Ray has 4 incidents after running 2 full races and leading 137 laps. So you can tell it shows you just how confident and how clean and how consistent Cameron Ray is in this series so far.
You know, I have to contradict Anthony Sergi because he says he's a pinball. He only has 8 incidences. That's it. He's not getting pinballed too bad.
Well, it only takes one incident for these guys to feel like they got a target on their back. So I can understand, and especially after getting contact with his buddy. I wanted to get Daniel Dye's thoughts on the incident, but we knew he had to get going to get to his next race. We do appreciate him taking the time to support as many series as he can, and hopefully we'll see him back here. If not, maybe on Wednesday nights. I know he said he's going back rail racing, but hopefully we'll see him back out because he does add some flair to these events. And just a big shout out to everybody that has come out. I mean, we've had great car counts, whether it's been here on Monday or on Wednesday with the regular New Smyrna series. Big thank you to all the drivers coming out supporting this, and hopefully this can continue. And who knows, maybe once we do get back to regular racing, we'll keep this going and just have something fun, something else fun to do racing wise. As you guys here at Verdane TV, you guys love bringing the racing action right to our living rooms.
You know, we have fun doing it. And you guys want to get one more interview in for a hard charger?
Let's do it.
All right. I believe we're going to bring Jeffrey in, and I'm going to make him say his last name for us.
Gilbo.
Hey, Gilbo, you got a copy there, buddy?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, so you were the hard charger tonight. You, sorry it took us so long to get to you. We had a lot of stuff to go over. So you started 18th and you wound up 6th. That's not the easiest feat to do here, especially at New Smyrna Speedway. Tell us how you got it done.
Similar to that last race, I was hard charger. You know, it's you kind of wait, and everyone wrecks around you. This race, it felt like I could feel the guys wrecking behind me. They were so close. So I got lucky at the same time.
You know, a lot of skill is involved in this, but you do need just a touch of lady luck every once in a while. And as a hard charger, you know, that says a lot. And that's not just, you know, going from the worst position to the best position throughout the race. Being a hard charger, you have to go through a lot. How much damage did you end up getting on your car? And how many sets of tires did you go through?
I took one set in that first caution when everyone pitted. And shockingly, I actually ended up with 0x this race.
That doesn't happen often with you.
I agree. I had 18 incident points last race.
If we include Wednesdays, that does not happen much for you, man. But we love it when you can make the show, because you always put on a show and you figure out a way to stay out of trouble. So anybody you would like to thank while we got you here?
Oh yeah, same as last time. You know, I'd like to thank my parents, Gilbo Racing, Dutility Racing, Carbone Motorsports.
I'm gonna need you to say that one more time. What's that last name again?
Gilbo.
So it's not Gabalt.
Correct.
It's not said the way it looks. Correct.
Correct.
All right. So Gilbo, that's an easy one. I should be able to say that. Okay.
Yeah, it just looks hard.
Man, you should see us try to call some of these other leagues that there's too many letters in these last names.
I just like to it's a family thing, you know. We all grew up getting, I wouldn't say picked on, but you know, your name always gets made fun of. So it's just it's kind of a funny joke at the end of the day.
Man.
Jeff, it's Ryan here. I'm sure you've heard your name said a whole bunch of times. So we knew all along how to say it. We just wanted to add another name to the pool there. But in all seriousness, though, sorry about that. And thanks for giving me the spelling phonetically. It's a lot easier to say.
Yeah, no problem. The joke I never really got to say too is my dad wanted to say if they get our name right, we'll bring our sportsman up to New Smyrna.
Ah, damn it. Well, you know
But
what?
hey, we got it right tonight, so
Well,
hopefully we can get it up there.
I guess we'll see the sportsman there when we open up eventually.
Hopefully.
All right, buddy. Hey, thank you so much. And, it's so much easier. We don't have to read all these letters now, so we appreciate it.
All right, let's take it easy. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jeff Gilbo to round us out tonight. And I got to give a shout out to a guy that, man, he just doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And it's because a lot of these drivers don't know him, but we know him. Paul, one heck of a job yourself, giving us this action here tonight, hitting those buttons, getting those replays for us, and making sure we see as much action as possible on the track, Paul. And, man, you got to be working up a sweat in all these little buttons.
Yeah, well, it's a team effort here at Verdane TV, and it's a lot of good chemistry up here between the booth and the production trailer, so we're able to bring the best product that we possibly can, so it works out really well. Another fantastic race here for the Florida Pro Truck Series, guys. Race number 2. Cam just winning both races back-to-back, being the points leader, and only having 4 incidents throughout those 2 races is definitely a fantastic showing of skill. But taking a look at the upcoming events here tomorrow's going to be kind of exciting. Pay attention to our Verdane TV Facebook page, because we're going to be making a pretty substantial announcement at noontime, so that's going to be 12 o'clock Eastern time. Check out the Verdane Facebook page. It's going to be something pretty big. But then Wednesday night, we're actually back here at New Smyrna for the New Smyrna World E-Series of Racing. Thursday night, we've got the Shift North Series. Those guys are going to be running the IROC cars at Daytona, and it's actually a super late model painted up like the old IROC schemes, the International Race of Champions, so that's going to be pretty fun. Our rent-to-race car super speedway champion, Jared Bolliard, is actually going to be piloting the number 97 car, so it's going to be cool to see kind of a super speedway ringer in amongst some short track drivers. I think it's going to be a pretty entertaining show. And then Friday and Saturday, another back-to-back night with Tim's Corner Motorsports, as we're going to be running North Wilkesboro and a surprise event, special event on Saturday. But lots of action here coming up this week. Lots of action coming next week, and a couple of leagues that we are working on penciling in some more weekly live broadcasts here on Verdane TV, because as we've made mention, we do this pretty much every single day of the week. Sometimes this is actually our 3rd double in a row, so 6 shows in a row. I'm whooped, so I'm going to go get myself a Daddy Soda. For Ryan Stevens, for Rowdy Wesley Hogue, and for our race administrators Kyle Young and Jared Bolliard, thank you guys so much for coming out, checking out the broadcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that social media mumbo-jumbo, and tell your friends you just watched an awesome race here on Verdane TV. Thanks so much for coming out. We will see you next time when we do it live.